but that daycare is a necessary service.
Yes.
And that's sort of, it's not for me to say, but it's sort of the reason in a way why kids in elementary school, it's a necessary service for the parents to, go to work. So that's sort of like a big argument.
Right.
And you brought it right up front that daycare is a mandated or necessary service.
It's
that's kind of seeping into the rest of elementary and high school education.
So I think there's a battle here, and it becomes a political battle where people, say that public school is not an essential service because you don't, but people rely on school, especially for their K through 6 children and their childcare. It's just the reality of it. It's education and childcare. What we do at Cornerstone Children's Center is education and childcare. It's both. So parents have to go to work. Essential workers, nurses, doctors, firemen, DPW workers, Con Ed workers. There's so many people that have to go to work, and they have children. Those children need care, and they need good care. So it's our responsibility to provide something that is going to address the health and safety. So the statistics are showing that doctors and nurses that are wearing masks and all the PPE are not the ones that are getting sick. It's the people who are not, So when I put my mask on, I'm protecting everybody out there. So that's our strategy, is we're putting our mask on. So you looked at that school in Georgia where so many kids were sick. You saw the pictures. The hallways were crowded, and very, very, very few, you could probably count them on your finger, of the children or the staff in the hallway had masks on. Put the mask on, wash your hands. It really does make a difference. It really does.
So it kind of, there are two powerful forces here. One is safety. In other words, I'm not going to ask you because it's a silly question, but everyone's thinking of the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you say? What do you do when there are schools that do not or cannot or will not set the protocols like you have?
Then they shouldn't be open.
They just shouldn't be open.
They just shouldn't be open.
Period. Okay.
Period. And if I were a parent in one of those schools, I wouldn't send my child to one of those schools. I would never send. I've got a grandchild in Georgia. She's staying home because she needs to stay home because of the protocols or the lack of protocols in the schools down there. Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, if the parent says I have to go to work or this or that, it's you don't have any qualms about that. You're clear.
No. Number one, the parents have to feel comfortable with whatever it is they're doing. Everybody has a very different situation. There are a lot of parents that are still working from home, and there are a lot of parents that are not working from home. So every single circumstance is different. I guess the thing that's helpful is for the ones that actually stay home, it helps for those parents that do need to send their children to school, because it will lessen the number of children in the environment and help with the social distancing. So I just think that both need to happen. We've got right now, out of my 104 that should have been in my center, we're just at 70, so it helps, to be able to distance and to keep the group small and to do all the things that you need to do.